Hari Om. I'm going to tell you some stories today about a very important yama in Ashtanga Yoga, which is aparigraha, non-possessiveness. We have a tendency to accumulate so many different things. Some things we need, but there are so many things that we go beyond our needs. And then all these things, we have to take care of them. And that gives rise to anxiety. That gives rise to more attachments. And these more attachments in turn, again, bring stress to us. Again, bring sadness to us. If we lose something, brings more sadness. Very beautiful story. The traditional story in the yogic texts. And it's of a guru and his disciple. It's an old story. So once upon a time there was a guru. He was an enlightened master. And he had one disciple. The guru and the disciple, they used to go from one town to another town to another town to another town. And the guru would go to that town, tell people about yoga, teach them the techniques, help them. And people in turn used to take care of the guru, provide him with some food. Of course, when guru was getting it, his disciple was also being looked after. And then before they would have any attachment to anything in that town or to any people there or to any material objects there, they would move on. This is a typical idea of being a monk, that you don't get attached to anything. And the guru and the disciple were very sincerely doing that. One day the duo came to a town. The town was very nice, full of very humble and nice people. And the guru liked that village, that town, people there. People started coming, talking to this guru, talking to the disciple, learning yoga techniques from both of them. And then were bringing food. And the disciple loved the milk. And naturally, the person who was bringing milk, he became good friends with that person. And the person was also happy that this disciple likes the milk, and also guru was taking some milk. And few days passed. One day, one night, when the guru was sleeping, he had a dream. And in the dream, he saw his guru, who had left his physical body by that time, who had taken samadhi. And in that dream, the guru's guru, who had taken samadhi, he instructed this guru to do a particular type of meditation, going deep into the forest, some kind of tantric meditations. So when in the morning, this guru, when he got up, he was very happy and he was feeling very content because he saw his guru in the dreams. So he called his disciple and said, "Hey, I had this wonderful dream and my guru told me to do these meditations for 2 years. So I will have to leave you. But I suggest you stay here in this town because this town it seems quite good. People are good. They are interested in yoga teachings. Certainly, you will have no problem here. So I think you stay here. But remember to follow everything. Make yourself committed to our daily routine. Get up early in the morning. Do your yoga practice. Do your meditation. Do your mantras. Only have little food. Try and control your desires. Don't get attached to any objects." Disciple said, "Don't worry, master. I will follow every bit of your teachings. Saying so, the Guru left. Now the disciple was also happy that his Guru is going to do some higher tantric meditations. And he started his own schedule as per his Guru's instructions. Now this disciple was getting the milk and fruits from the villagers. Now because his Guru was not there, of course the disciple, he had a good heart. So he realized that if the master is not here, why to bother these people from the village? So he told all of them, please don't bring fruits and milk. The people who used to bring fruits, they kind of accepted that and said, okay, but maybe occasionally we will bring it. He said, occasionally, no problem. But the person who was bringing milk, now he had become friends with this disciple. So he said to this disciple that you're my friend and I know you like milk a lot. So don't say that, let me bring it. And I'm happy to bring it for you. The disciple was attached to the milk because he really liked the milk. So he said, okay, if you say so. So he continued drinking the milk. After a few months, the season changed and the rainy season started. It was strong rain, heavy rain. And this friend, he used to walk from the village bringing the milk. Now the disciple started feeling bad that just for him, his friend has to walk and bring the milk. So he said to his friend that, I don't want you to bring milk anymore. I don't want to trouble you. So please stop it. I will manage myself here. The friend was like, they were really good friends and he knew that disciples really loves milk. So he said, okay, if you say so, I keep your word. But I have one interesting proposal. Think about it. He said, I have a cow. I have many cows. Out of those cows, I'll give you one cow. You can keep the cow here. And the cow will go into the forest, eat her own grass. She will graze there and she will come back in the evening. You take only a little bit of milk and the cow will be also looked after. And you will also get your milk. And this is the proposal. The disciple thought and he said, yeah, that sounds good. That serves the purpose because I don't trouble my friend and I'll really love the milk. Okay. So he said, please, I'll go with your proposal. Please give me the cow. The cow came. The cow was fantastic, so beautiful, very kind, loving animal. She used to go into the forest or nearby, used to eat the grass, and evening used to come back under the tree where this disciple was staying. He didn't even have a house or a hut or anything. He was just staying under the tree. And then things were all good. One fine day, the cow found a boyfriend and then she became pregnant. And then after about 9 months, that's how much the time the cows take. The baby came out, the calf came out, and the calf was very beautiful. Now this disciple was very happy because he actually got very attached to the cow. The cow loved him, he loved the cow. When the calf came, calf was born, this disciple was also very happy. But the thing is now, he had to spend a lot more time to look after the cow because the calf was young. So cow would not go out. She would always stay with the calf. Now disciple had to go cut the grass, bring it for cow. He had to clean the cow. He had to clean the calf. And then the rain, the cold was there. So he had to put some kind of shelter. So all these things started taking a lot of his time. So he called his friend and he said, oh, my friend, I think the situation had changed and it's taking a lot of my time. I can't really do my practices, yoga practices. So please take the cow back. Now the friend knew that he really loves milk and he really loves this cow as well. So he said, look, don't worry. I have a helper, and looking after one cow won't take much for him. So I will send him every day. He'll come for a couple of hours and he'll help you. And the disciple was attached to the milk, and now he was attached to the cow, and now he was attached to the calf. So he said, okay, that sounds good. The helper started coming every day, and he was looking after the cow, calf. And the disciple was happy because he was getting his milk. He was getting to be with the cow and also to be with calf. So he was very happy. Now, after 1 month, what happened was this helper had to go back to his village. So he said to his master that, oh, please grant me a leave of 2 months because I have some work there. The master, who was the friend of this disciple, had no choice. He said, okay, go. Now the question for the friend was what to do. Because if there's no one, then the disciple, he really likes the milk. So what to do? So what he did is he had a daughter. So he requested his daughter that till this helper comes back, why don't you go and help this disciple? He's a nice man, a nice young man. And it just won't take more than a couple of hours. She was a very kind and wonderful person. So she said, why not, Daddy? I'll help. So she started going to this disciple's place. She was looking after the cow. When she was helping with the cow, naturally there were a lot of interactions between her and the disciple. And then naturally they got attracted to each other. He was a young man, a young handsome man. He was a beautiful, pretty young lady. And then they fell in love with each other. And one day the girl came back and told her father that, I'm in love with this disciple. The friend was surprised, but he was pleasantly happy. He said, wow, that's nice. I like him too. Well, let's talk to him. So next day he came with his beautiful girl and said to this disciple that my girl is in love with you, and I heard that you also are in love with her. The disciple was feeling very shy, so he wouldn't speak. And the friend said, no problem. You both can get married and you can have a new life together. The disciple could not resist. And he said, okay, if you think it's good, okay. They got married. But after the marriage, the girl said to this disciple, now we are married. We can't stay under the tree. We need to have some house. And then you can't just keep doing these yoga practices the whole day. You have to do something so that we can eat. So he said, yeah, you're right. I need to do all these things. But he said, I don't know what to do. She says, don't worry. My father will help. Now, the friend, the father of the girl, said, this land that is around this place where you're staying under the tree is my land. So I'll build a little house for you here and you can start farming. The disciple liked the idea of farming. He said, oh, that's nice, thank you. And then the house was built. He started farming. And then over a period of time, his wife got pregnant. And then baby was born. By the time 2 years complete, the guru came back. And the guru came back to the same place to searching for his disciple. And the tree looked familiar to him, but there was no house that time. So this house confused him. The landscape had changed a bit. But he thought that this is the place. I'm sure this is the place. And he heard some familiar sound. And he said, hey, that's the sound of my disciple. And he looked. And there was this man in front of that house with a baby in his arms. He said, he looks like my disciple, but he changed a bit. He looks a bit bigger. Anyway, he went closer and he was his disciple. So he said, hey, my dear child, what happened? And the disciple saw his guru. He was very happy, but then he realized what he has done. He was a monk and he was supposed to follow all the commands of his master and be non-attached, non-possessive to everything. But look what he had done. The guru asked him, who's that child is? He said, oh, the child is my child. He said, this house, this is my house. This farm, my farm. This lady, my wife. Guru smiled. He said, wow, that's interesting. How did it all start? What happened? How come you changed your resolve? The disciple felt very ashamed and he is looking down and he was thinking and he said, Master, I'm really sorry. Master said, okay, no problem. You can keep going in this life. But how did it start? He said, Master, all I wanted was a glass of milk. Because of that glass of milk, the cow came. Because of the cow, the girl came. Because of the girl, I got married. Because of that marriage, the baby came. Or because the girl and the baby are there, the house came. Or because the house came, the farm came. But it all started with one glass of milk. This is a reality in our life. One thing we want, and then to have that one thing, we go for one more thing, then one more thing, then one more thing. I want this job, so I need to have these clothes, I need to have this phone, and then because the status, I need to have car, and for status, I need to have this big house, and for status, I need to have this house in this locality, and then I need to maintain my status, so I need to have all of these things. What is my requirement? My requirement is probably not even the job. My requirement is 2 times food. Another very interesting short story. There is no end. Whatever we get, we always keep wanting more and more. Again, another traditionally told story in India. There was an emperor, a king, very rich and very powerful king. Now we know the king has almost everything that is there in the kingdom. All the wealth, all the gold, all the money, all the power, all the pleasures of life in the palace, in everything that they have. So this king also had everything. He was very rich, he was very powerful. And he used to give away things in charity. Once in a week or once in a 15 days in front of the temple. So one day he was distributing things to the people who needed it. And that was the day that was set up, so everyone knew. That day, a yogi came into that meeting that he had, where people gathered to collect some things from king as he was giving away in charity. So he was also standing there. Now the king offered his respect to all of those who came there. And then he sat down and he was offering prayers to God. And people could hear the prayer. And he was saying that, oh God, thank you, give me this, give me that, give me that. And then when he was offering that prayer to God, this yogi got up in the middle of the prayers and started walking away. When king finished his prayers, he saw that yogi was walking away. So he said to his guard, say, hey, stop him. How can he walk away? I have not even started distributing. It's an insult. So he called for that yogi. and he asked him, why are you leaving? Why can't you wait for a couple of minutes? I am about to give all these things that you are here to collect. The yogi smiled and said, oh my dear king, please don't misunderstand me. I came here to get something from you. But when you were praying to God, I realized that you don't have things that you want. That's why you are offering prayer. Oh God, give me this. It means you don't have enough. If you don't have enough, I don't want to take it from you. The yogi smiled, walked away. This is a reality. Whatever we have, it's never enough. We want more. And that is why in yoga, non-possessiveness or aparigraha is a very important principle to bring down our stress. To get all these things in our life, we are stressed. To get all these things and whatever we have, to keep it safe, we are anxious. Despite of having all of these things, the insecurities remain. To get rid of these insecurities, this anxiety, this stress, the yoga has recommended non-possessiveness, aparigraha, as one of the very important practices. I'm going to stop here. Hari Om.